Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the 212A. It's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG located on the west spawn of Airfield under the command of talon1958. And no engine noise, so I'm just going to quickly get the engine noise back. That's better. Yes, Wargaming still haven't fixed their problem. I think really they probably don't even know they've got a problem, although most of the content creators have spotted it, and it was Klaus Kellerman who came up with the solution, which is to restart the game by pressing the home button, and it goes right back to the start, but this time round it comes out with the engine noise. Okay, well, this Arty's got the 203mm B4 howitzer, which is capable of doing 900 alpha, which is a reduction from the 1050 that it used to be able to do in the past. But the great thing about the 212A is that, of course, it's an enclosed Arty, which means obviously you can use vents, and that will greatly improve the accuracy and the reload time. Well, look, both Artys managed to hit the same spot near enough at the same moment, and in fact actually the other Arty is a 3 marked GW Tiger who's just to Talon's right. Okay, Skoda T27, the tier 8, and he looks like he's got 3 marks on his barrel as well, so it'd be a real score if he can get that guy. It's going to be difficult now. He's over a rock face. Yeah, it hits the rock face. Yeah, looks like the other guy managed to get a better angle. We've got an enemy heavy tank trying to make a sneak round the south. It's a Lurver, and it looks like he's being backed up by that TS5 behind him. Now, TS5s don't respond very well to Arty rounds because, of course, they've got fantastic armour from the front, but if the shell hits them from above, it can really damage them. Rounds out. Lovely hit. 195 hit points of damage. It stuns him, and that's going to really annoy him. It looks like our teammates also fired in the same direction. Okay, we're going for the Lurver. Mr. Lurver. They call me Mr. Bombastic. Totally fantastic. Skoda T56 sitting alongside him. This could be very bad for both of them if he stays there. He doesn't. He pulls back just in time to avoid getting stunned and splashed. Now, the 212A was actually designed and built, or not built actually, because it was never put into production, but it was going to be built from the hull of a KV-222, which is obviously the Tier 5 premium heavy tank on the Soviet line. Now, if you remember, that tank and the T-150 were prototypes before they built the KV-3, so it's basically a Tier 7 hull on a Tier 5 tank, and this is a Tier 7 hull on a Tier 9 Arty. The 212A has a very narrow arc of fire. It can only fire 8 degrees either side of the centre line, 4 degrees either side. But the good thing about it is it does dial in very quickly on the enemy, and I think that Lurver is in real trouble now. Yup, because Talon took him out. You only need to get a shell near him, but he actually did hit him. And that TS5 is also in trouble now. He's taking fire. He's now one shot. Talon's reloading. He's got a 29-second reload, 29.27 seconds. The standard reload, 37.39. That Leopard's decided to hide on the edge of the cliff because Arty rounds are coming in his direction and he doesn't want to get hit. Well, sorry, but that's going to happen. You're going to get hit if you were spotted. Now, it's not a particularly fast Arty. It's got a top speed of 35 kilometers an hour, which, yeah, is pretty pedestrian, you might say. But the good thing about it, as I said, is it does dial in quickly on the enemy. So even if you have to turn the vehicle to aim at the enemy, you can get a quick dial in and fire, and oh, that was brilliant. Both Artys fired in the same direction. The first shot landed very near to where the enemy Skoda was. He's not showing any stun, but the next shot actually came in from Talon almost immediately. I'm not sure if it was the 257 or one of the other ones actually now. Rams out the Skoda. Good hit! Oh, he managed to sneak that one round the rock and got 233 hit points on the Skoda. Okay, he's extending his aim again. Oh, T-57 heavy. There's the 257. The other tank, the TVP's joined the Skoda. And we've got a Jaeger going down the airstrip. And he's trying to weave to avoid fire. Rounds out. This is going to hit. Well, it stunned him. It landed short. RNG said no. And he did get some stun assist because he took some fire on the side as he went past. Okay, we've got an ELC even 90 near the airstrip. But the Skoda T56 and the TVP are the most annoying ones at the moment because they are threatening. And I think he might be able to get around on that Skoda and possibly kill him. Rounds out. Oh, very close. 141 hit points. Left him on only a couple left. You can see the GW is firing in that direction as well. And he just killed the Skoda. So he must have hit the target, and Talon's shot actually depleted his hit points to such a level that he was out the game. And our Wizzy132 has just killed their Leopard prototype, and he's in the enemy rear, which means their enemy Arty are going to be in trouble soon. They must be further up in the north because the Wizzy132 hasn't found them yet. He has now. In fact, he's found both of them. So we're going after the FB3805. And he just killed the Wizzy132. Oh, did he? No, he didn't. The Wizzy132 just killed the GW. And, well, we actually did get the kill shot on the FB3805. Now, whilst all that was going on, the Skoda seems to have managed to move south. And he's now facing off against the Conqueror. The enemy EBR tried to dash into enemy territory. He got wiped out. But we're being threatened by an ELC Evan 90 that moved up the airstrip. And he's now getting rather close. I think Talon's just spotted that. Yep. I saw him on the mini-map and thought, he's in an awkward position. Now, he might be able to spot us if he gets a bit closer. But at the moment, he's being held off by a Kampfpanzer 07. Okay, we can possibly kill this Skoda. This is a different Skoda to the one that was killed by the GW Tiger. Oh, the Skoda's gone! The Kampfpanzer fired a round in and took him out. Must have seen him from the hill in the northwest corner of the map. And I think Talon's decided that he needs to get closer to the enemy cap area. Because at this moment, it's, well, we're only one tank up, but we need to move on because otherwise we could lose this one. We lost. Well, the Wizzy132 came back the way he came. And I think that Talon realizes that he needs to move away from the back row because if the enemy does make a move straight down the west side of the map, they could find both the GW, the ISU-152 and Talon. And it's probably better for Talon to get to the enemy cap area right now. He's just stopped for a moment because he's expecting the TVP 250-51 to come around that corner. The ISU-152K is looking in that direction, so he should spot. Oh, and he's moved south, and now we spotted a Wizzy-111-14, even closer, up on Temple Mount. Rounds out, kill shot, beautiful, right into the side. So it's even better now because it's 4 versus 3, but it's 2 Artys on our team. And the enemy has a light tank, a medium and a heavy. And I think Talon does need to think seriously about moving east towards the enemy cap. Trouble is he must be worried that the ELC Evan 90 will see him. I had the feeling actually he's intending to go into the cap area and see if he can stop the capping. Well, the enemy has stopped capping. And they're the other side of the cap, the TDP and the LC, but he has been spotted. So I think that must be the T-57 Heavy that saw him. Yes, it is. And he just fired a round in. He's up on the heights. In the pocket. Oh dear, this is a bit of a problem because now the enemy knows where we are. He's managed to get around this corner. I would have headed straight for the enemy cap area. It would have drawn the T-57 Heavy away, but that might have given the Wizzy 132 a chance to get at that ELC without being shot at by the T-57 Heavy. Okay, can't get a shot in at the T-57 Heavy from here because that big rock's in the way, so he's going to have to move. If you keep seeing these symbols rising again, this is a mod fault again with this recent client. You'll see tanks that were killed a while back, they keep popping up and you'll see their symbol going up into the sky as if they've been killed. It's not a case they've been killed, it's just the system or the replay has a mod fault on it. I don't think this is Aslains' faults though. I think it's actually a fault with the program because I've only seen this appear recently. Okay, now he's in a dangerous situation now because if that T-57 Heavy is still up on those heights, he's in full view. And I'm wondering if Talon's actually going to try and shotgun the T-57 Heavy. I would have headed straight for the enemy cap area. You can see where that shell went in, right just above the symbol. The Wizzy 132 is doing the best he can to try and find out where they are. Talon's holding up here for the meanwhile. The enemy might have retreated back to their own cap area thinking that that's where we'd be headed. Especially if they saw the 212 heading in that direction, they might, yes, and they found the ELC and the Wizzy did get him. Now, where did that T-57 Heavy go? It's 3 versus 1, but Talon is a one-shot. He hasn't been seen, his sixth sense hasn't gone off, but it kind of makes me think that the T-57 Heavy is waiting for anybody to turn up at the cap. He probably saw Talon moving to the south and thought, yep, I've got to go back to my cap. The Wizzy's gone there. He's on the heights overlooking the cap area, and there's the T-57 Heavy. He's actually to the north of us, and he has got a shot. And sadly, I'm afraid that's the end of Talon's game. With 1 minute, well, 2 minutes on the clock now. The Wizzy is in the cap. He can cap out if the T-57 Heavy leaves him alone, but he won't leave him alone. You can be certain of that. And in fact, actually, our ISU 152K is hunting the T-57 Heavy himself. And there goes the Wizzy 132. Yes, the T-57 Heavy did come back. I have the feeling this one is going to be a draw because the T-57 Heavy can't cap out. He hasn't got the time. And the ISU 152K, if he's smart, will find a good position so he can snipe at the T-57 Heavy if he turns up. There's no point in him trying to cap. And the best thing for him to do right now is to find a good position so he can snipe. Talon's moved to the ISU. You can see he's nicely in the bush. If the T-57 Heavy makes his way past here, he should be able to get a shot in the side. Remember, the alpha from this gun is 750. And here is the T-57 Heavy. He just made his way onto the center mount, the temple mount as I call it. Trouble is, Well, he's got less than 750 hit points, but I'm not sure if we can catch him in time. The ISU 152K is not particularly fast. Its top speed's 35 kilometers an hour, 10 backwards. 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're out of time. Here's the end of battle results, and that was the second class tanker for talon1958 in the 212A. He did get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he managed to get 12, and he got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. His win rate from the battle was 2,568, which is Unicum standard. But sadly, I'm afraid it was a draw, and he said sometimes you just can't win. That's true, it is true. Sometimes it happens like that. If we look at the team score, we can see that the highest damage in the game was the ISU 152K, got 4,606 hit points of damage, picked up the high caliber. The second highest damage was the T57 Heavy, the last enemy tank alive. 4,496 went to him, and he got a steel wall. And the third highest damage was the TVP T5051 on the enemy team with 3,483. We can see that Talon got the fourth highest damage in the game, 2,486, but sadly all he picked up was that Confederate. The GW also got a Confederate, so he must have hit the same number of enemy as Talon did. When it came to kills, it was the T57 Heavy and the TVP T5051 who got the highest with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the ISU 152K, Talon with his 212A, and the Wizzy 132. And when it came to base XP, it was actually the ISU 152K who did the best with 827. 730 went to the Wizzy 132. 678 went to the ELC Ever 90. Talon managed to get 502 from that one. He fired 14 rounds, got 7 direct hits, no penetration, 15 splash. Damage of 2,486 hit points, of which 2,144 were up more than 300 meters. So he did do some close range shooting. 2 hits received, both penetrations I'm afraid. He got killed by the same guy who fired at him the first time. T57 Heavy got him. 11 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 625 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 30,851 credits to the game, got 70,000 for completing a mission, 5,508 for courageous resistance. That's because he got a battle hero medal in a losing or a drawn game. 106,359 credits altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply, still took away a profit of 65,772 credits. But as you can see here, he would have made a loss if he hadn't got the mission completion of 70,000. On XP, he earned 753, 444 for courageous resistance, 2,394 from personal reserves, took away 3,591 experience points altogether. So that's the first game, and it's a draw, but it was a good draw nonetheless. Let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay is on the north spawn of El Halluf encounter, and it's about to start. Game started. Well, it looks like Talon's going to go over and shoot from the village rather than move up to the traditional position behind the corner up there in A0. The M53, M55's headed up there already. Now, although there's an advantage to actually firing closer to the enemy, which means you get a shorter reaction time, the problem is the trajectory of the shells is a lot more shallow, and that has consequences because it means that the enemy... Oh, there was a Progetto 65 hiding behind that bush. Yes, the problem is that it means sometimes the enemy will be in a position where you won't be able to get a hit on them because you'll just be too close. Remember that Wargaming has dropped the trajectory of most shells, so in order to shoot at the enemy you need to be further away from them sometimes than closer. I know that sounds a bit contradictory, but the further away you are, the higher the shell will actually reach and the more likely it's going to come down vertically. Okay, we've got 3 enemy tanks moving together as one. Rounds out. It splashes the AE phase 1 and stuns all 3 of them. Might be a good idea for Talon to move to the corner. The M53, M55 is up there already. I know it's very easy to get counter-batteried on that corner because that's where the enemy Arty will look for you, but sometimes if you just keep moving, they just can't hit you because they just don't know where you are, and you just keep playing that traditional game of hide the P under the moving cups. Okay, he's going to try and get a shot on that CS-59, rounds out. Oh, he just got killed before our shell arrived. Instead, he actually stunned the E5. Number of enemy tanks going through that northwest corner at the moment. There's a TVP backing up there. A Kampfpanzer 50-ton. The Badger's going through. The Emils go through. The enemy's really pushing hard. Okay, what's this going to be? Which tank is going to be his target? I think he's going to go for the AE phase 1. Runs out. Well, he hit the AE phase 1 and he also stunned the TVP at the same time. Oh, he's picking up masses of stun assist on the TVP. Over 1,000. That TVP is really taking a hammering. Okay, trying to get a shot on the E5. Lost sight of him. Yeah, he keeps pulling back and resetting his aim and then going back again. He's not using the right hand mouse button on the minimap to work out where to look at the enemy. Going for the tortoise. I think he's probably going to try and splash this guy. Rounds out. Yes, he does splash him. He got some stun. Oh, and he's picking up loads of stun assist. Oh, masses! 916 stun assist off the tortoise. And the tortoise, well, he just took another hit and now he's gone. He's been killed. Talon's frantically trying to work out where's the best place to put the shell. We've got enemy tanks forming a line, but they haven't come around the corner. And whilst they're still on that side of the corner, they're fairly RT safe because the rock gets in the way of the trajectory. 3 tanks coming around together there. And the Viz 55 in the background. Rounds out. Oh, well, he splashed the AE phase 1. And he stunned quite a few of them at the same time. Now he's noticed something that I saw on the minimap. There's an enemy tank, a Charfu 204 and a T49 over this side of the map. They crossed the valley. They've gone up the east side trying to get at our guys, but we've got a Charfu 204 there and a couple of other tanks blocking their path, so they can't get at the Arty. But the M53, M55's decided to move and he's coming down near us at this moment. I think he was a bit concerned. Maybe it's he's worried about counter battery as well. There's the T49. Can he get a shot? He's trying. Rounds out. Oh, he splashed him. 218. Yeah, he's kind of been blocked. His path has been blocked. There's a tortoise and object 432 nearby. And I think he's behind that bush at this very moment. Yes, he is. He just pulled back. Okay, can Talon get a shot into there? Difficult. If he fires at the moment, he'll hit the rock. There he is. Runs out. It hits the rock face. But the kill shot comes in and it's the Charfu 204 gets the kill. And there's the enemy Charfu 204 and he's very badly damaged. And it looks like the enemy GW Tiger just took out our Charfu. AE phase 1. Now can you get around on this guy? He might be able to take him out if he does get a direct hit. And he did get a direct hit, but he didn't kill him. But he must be stunned. He did use standard ammo. Okay, this Emil 2 is a bit of a problem because they're very difficult to kill them by hitting the front unless you can hit the hull. Talon's probably the only one who can actually hit the hull of the vehicle, but he keeps moving about to make it very difficult for Talon to get a shot. Okay, Talon fires his round in. He does get a direct hit, but the question is, where did he hit him? He's showing stun. Can't see the impact point. Oh, yes you can. It's right under the lower plate. Do you see that? It's on this lower plate that he got struck. Unfortunately, it didn't pen. He's going to have another go. Rounds out. And he did hit him again. 194 this time. I had the feeling that that shell hit the turret, but I can't be certain. Yeah, that Emil is being held up by a Striv 103B on our team, the tier 10 Swedish tank destroyer. He's in a very good hull down position, which stops the Emil from moving forward, but the Emil has got these wrecks to hide behind, and at the moment we can't see him. He's too far away. The enemy's just lost their Progetto. He tried to make his way up the east side of the map as well, and now their TVP has tried to outflank everyone. He's come up through the centre, and he's now a bit of a problem for Talon because he's so close. It's very difficult for him to get a shot. He fires a round in. Now we lost our teammate in the M53, M55. I'm not sure who actually got him, but I think he was nearby. There goes the TVP. Object 432 got him. Okay, aiming for that Emil. Now the Emil might have taken the cue from what the TVP did and tried to outflank everyone. I have this horrible feeling that that's what he's done. The Striv can't see him. The Object 432 and the Tortoise. There's the Emil. He hasn't outflanked anyone. He's still there. And he takes another direct hit. 159. I think that one did hit the turret. Yep, there's a mark just underneath his turret ring. Right at the base of the turret there, I think you can see. Pretty sure that that was his turret ring. We lost the Object 432. The GW Tiger on the enemy team managed to kill him. There's the M53, M55. He's a wreck just to our right, so maybe he got spotted. Talon's been very careful to avoid being seen hiding behind bushes before he shoots at the enemy. When you're this close, sometimes you can get spotted by the enemy tanks just further away. And now the Heshbon has come up. He's trying to come up the east side again. It's 3 versus 4 at the moment. The only problem is, of course, this is an encounter game, which means that what we should be doing is trying to gain control of the cap area, but the enemy keeps trying to pressure and get into our rear and kill all the tanks which are holding out above the cap area, because it's a neutral cap. And I keep thinking, are they making the mistake of thinking that this is a standard battle and they have to get into our spawn area? There's the Emil. He did outflank this time, and unfortunately he's got a red line, which means that Talon can't fire because something is in the way, and I think it's that rock face. He's just too close. He needs to be further away if he's going to get a shot at the Emil. He's changing position to see if he can get a better one. And there's the Arty round hitting our Striv. He's still fairly healthy though. Now, will that angle be enough? Let's have a look. We can't see the Emil. It does help to be further away sometimes. I guess the other thing is that he needs to be fairly close in order to drive to the cap, because the 212A is notoriously slow, only 35 kilometers an hour maximum speed. He's backing up, trying to keep his front to the enemy to try and open the arc so he can actually get an easy shot on the Emil. And he's working on the conditional, on the ID that, on the possibility that the Emil is still in this vicinity down here somewhere. The tortoise is moving around to see if he can spot him. No sight of him yet. He's got a green line, but which means he can shoot. There's the enemy Arty again. He's just trying to work out where he is. It looks like he's closer to the cap. And there's the Emil. He actually went around. I think he was trying to come back on the strip. And he's now firing at the tortoise. And oh, beautiful! Talon gets a kill shot on the Emil. Takes him out of the equation, which now means the enemy's only got two Arty. The 212A and the GW Tiger, and well, neither of them is fast. What they should be thinking about doing is getting to the cap, because it's basically too late already. They've had the 350 minutes mark, which is normally how long it takes to cap out on a neutral cap. And there's the 212A. He's trying to make his way to the cap. He can't cap out either. He hasn't got enough time. And Talon's taking aim at him. Rounds out. Oh, and another kill! 18 hit points, but it is a kill. Okay, they now need all three of them to get in the cap at the same time. I'm not sure if they can do it, but if they do all get into the cap, they might be able to cap out in time. I'm not sure. Is this 350? Well, actually 405 according to that, so 1/3 of 405. Which is 1 minute 13. No, I don't think they had enough time. Even if all three of them got into the cap, I don't think they could have done it. Actually, it's 1 minute 20, isn't it? The difference for 405, or 1 minute 22. He's looking into the enemy area. He can't see the GW, and of course the GW is a very slow Arty, but he's probably driven away by now. And the Striv's looking for him, but he's probably realised it's too late now, because they can't cap out and they can't find the GW. It's going to be a draw. Yeah. Yeah, the Striv's coming back to the cap. I think he realises he's screwed the pooch on that one. I'm not sure if he could have capped out on time. If they'd all gone to the cap at the same time, it might have been a hair's breadth that they might have been able to do it. But as it is, it's definitely going to be a draw now. Well, you might say that was a bit of a heartbreak that he got 2 draws in a row, but actually those battles were a few days apart. He got a first class tanker in this game, got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 14, and he got another Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate from this one was 2402, which is very, very good indeed, but I'm afraid, yes, it didn't work out so well in the end. It ended up as a draw. The highest scorer was the Emil 2, got 3,646 hit points of damage. Second highest was the Tortoise, 3,012, and the third highest was the T95FE4201 with 2,942. Talon picked up 2,251, and of course got that Confederate. When it came to kills, it was the top dogs were the M103 and the Emil 2 on the enemy team. Both got 3 kills. 2 kills went to the Tortoise, to Talon, to the Object 432, the Strib 103B, the TVP T5051 GW Tiger and the Viz 55 on the enemy team. It's a lot in second place. And when it came to base XP, he's in third place because the M103 got 625, the Tortoise got 625, joint first place. Actually, no, they're not, sorry. The Emil 2's in top place. What am I saying? It was a draw. 725 went to him, 625 went to the M103 and the Tortoise. So they get joint second place, and Talon actually gets third place with 613. He fired 15 rounds in that game, got 4 direct hits, no penetration, 19 splash. Damage of 2,251 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2, so there's the 6 difference to get the Confederate. 2,337 hit points of stun assist off 17 stuns, and he got 1 defense points by resetting the cap. On a premium count, he earned 41,790 credits, got 5,508 for courageous resistance. As for getting a battle hero medal in a losing or drawn game, 47,298 credits altogether, and after resupply of ammunition, he took away a profit of 18,648 credits. He earned 919 XP, 562 for courageous resistance, 2,964 from personal reserves, took away 4,416 experience points altogether. Yes, how can someone get 2 draws in a really good tank? And he's a very good Arty player. As you saw, he got some great results. But sadly, these things do happen. Sometimes it happens simply because the enemy fights to a stalemate and they make it terribly difficult. The enemy were pushing. They kept trying to come up one way or the other to probe our cap area to try and, or our spawn area to try and get at our tanks instead of actually going to the cap. I think they were actually afraid if they went to the cap, then they constantly get reset, or they would actually tell our guys where they were so they could actually shoot and kill them. But in the end, it just didn't work out for the enemy. It certainly didn't work out for us. We did have the advantage with the GW Tiger, but I think if the Strib had, instead of given up on no cap kill all, if he'd given up on that and come to the cap right at the start with the Tortoise and with Talon, they would have won. But he just got fixated that, yes, I'm a fast little Strib, I can hunt the enemy GW down and kill him, and it didn't work out, did it? Yeah, sometimes you just have to cap out. It's the only way to do it. So if you enjoyed those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And do remember that we do have another channel called The General, where there's great replays, pools medals, Kolobanov medals, and there's no commentary, so there's nothing to spoil it in any way. There's no moron like me talking all the time. Yes, I know Klaus calls his customers morons, but no, the only moron on this channel is me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, thanks very much for watching.